Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I will be going through a 2011 American computer animated comedy film called Puss in Boots. I like the movie very much and hope you will like too. So without any further ado, let's start with the recap. The movie begins with a ginger cat introducing himself as Puss in Boots. It is revealed that Puss in Boots is a wanted cat. During the opening montage, we can see him escape from a cage where he was locked up. Before he ran away, took out the ring of the man who captured him alongside his boots. His squeaky sounds made the man conscious as they both engaged in a sword battle. Puss in Boots managed to escape the angry man. He considers himself a bad cat and a fugitive of the law, who is trying his best to restore his honor and clear his name. He goes over to his village, San Ricardo, during the Festival of Fire. As he got inside a bar, where the villagers do hang out to drink, they all laughed at him as they perceived him to be a regular cat. Puss in Boots goes over to the bartender and he asks for a lech. The bartender mocked him for being in the midst of real men. A frustrated Puss in Boots then highlights his wanted poster. He tells them that he didn't come for trouble as he is only looking for a simple score to take his mind away. When the villagers notice that he is the fugitive Puss in Boots, they try to kill him, but he is smart enough to avert their attacks. He informs them that he doesn't want to get angry and he is just looking for a score. The villagers suggest that he should rob the church and orphanage, but as a cat of honor, he refused their offer. One of the villagers then tells him about the murderous outlaws couple, Jack and Jill, and that they have the magic beans he had long sought for. Although Puss in Boots is skeptical about the information, they cleared his doubts by saying they have seen the beans. They also informs him that legends say that the beans grow in a giant vine right to the legendary castle, where the golden goose lives with her valuable golden eggs. They continue by saying that the golden eggs will set him up for life, but only a cat with a death wish can steal them from Jack and Jill. The scene then switches to Jack and Jill. It unveils the couple to be fierce outlaws. They were feared by everyone in the community because of their murderous-looking faces. One time, they arrived at a hotel where they will spend the night after their journey. Jack tells Jill that after their magic beans business is over, and when they will have all the golden eggs, he intends to stop hijacking and murdering people and just settle down with a baby from Jill. But Jill wasn't having the conversation as she intends to continue living her life the way it is. Just as they were having their discussion, Puss in Boots arrives at their hotel. After peeking through the window, he is astonished to find out that the magic beans do exist. Just as he is about to go hijack the beans, he sees another cat in disguise trying to steal the magic beans too. He becomes annoyed as the strange cat is about to sabotage his mission. He tries to talk the cat out of it, but the intruder is determined to steal the magic beans. Furthermore, he becomes more annoyed when the cat threatens to snap at him. Just as they were about to fight, Jack and Jill notice the cats and attack them, which prompts the cat intruder to escape. An angry Puss in Boots then goes after the cat as he is annoyed that the cat had sabotaged his mission. After a long chase, he follows the cat inside through a tunnel, leading him to a community of stray cats. After the long fall, he gets back up on his feet, ready to attack the cat, but a dance battle is suggested to them. Ready to take the challenge, he engages in a lovely dance battle with the intruder where he showcases all his marvelous dance moves and skills. After the energetic dance battle, they got involved in a sword fight where Puss in Boots hits his opponent with a guitar. Just then, she takes off her mask and then reveals her identity to be a woman. Puss in Boots is surprised as he rushes over to apologize to her. He changes his manner of approach as he tells her that he is a lover and not a fighter, and it is all a misunderstanding. As he goes looking for her in a chamber, he comes across Humpty Alexander Dumpty, a talking egg, and his long-estranged childhood friend. Puss in Boots is angry because he feels Humpty betrayed him, although Humpty tries to calm him down. He becomes more annoyed when he finds out that Humpty sent Kitty Softpaws to sabotage his mission when he almost had the magic beans in his hands. Humpty tells him that he sent Kitty Softpaws to him so they can work on conquering the mission together. He describes Kitty Softpaws as a very skillful cat, and together with his brains, they can find the golden goose. He continues by saying he has studied the whole mission and says that without his help, he wouldn't know where to plant the beans. Furthermore, he proposes a partnership to Puss, but Puss in Boots rejected the offer. He tries convincing Puss that he needs him to complete the mission, but Puss had made up his mind already. Kitty Softpaws then volunteered to help talk to Puss. She goes on to distract Puss by playing some cunning tricks on him. She tells him that together they can conquer the legendary castle and steal countless golden eggs. Furthermore, she continues by saying Puss owes her for hitting her with a guitar. Although Puss is remorseful, he still doesn't want to work with Humpty. Kitty Soft Paws then inquire to know what happened between him and Humpty. Puss then tells Kitty his origin story with Humpty and how he was betrayed. He starts by saying a strong wind had pushed him to a children's home. The orphanage caretaker known as Imelda had taken him in and even treated him like a mother. She introduced Puss to the rest of the children. It was the time when he met with Humpty Alexander Dumpty. Humpty was always bullied by the rest of the group. Puss stood up for him, and ever since then, they decided to always have each other's back. Humpty's mind was full of imagination and inventions. He always spoke about legends and intriguing adventures. One time, when they were laid on the field staring at the clouds, Humpty talked about the golden goose and how one of her golden eggs could set him up for life. After seeing how interested Puss was in his tales, he decided to recruit Puss into the Bean Club, where they will take the mission of looking for the magic beans. They committed themselves by taking a covenant, and ever since then, they have been looking for the magic beans but never did find them. As years passed, the quest for the magic beans began looking like a child's dream. As teenagers, they began looking for trouble, but occasionally they end up being caught. Mama Imelda had warned them not to get into any mischief again, and that shouldn't let her down. One time, while they are pouring out their frustrations on the roof, Humpty reveals his intentions of leaving the place with Puss. Due to his frustration, he throws a stone at a carriage, hereby letting out a bull. The bull almost took out an old woman, but Puss is quick enough to come to her rescue. The village celebrates his bravery and courage as Humpty watched from afar. Mama Imelda then offers him a pair of boots as he promises to make her proud. As his path grew brighter, Humpty got involved in more troubles and was even sent to prison. One time, after Puss had rescued him from prison, he made Humpty promise that he wouldn't steal from the people again. But Humpty was stubborn and one day alerted him that he had gotten into trouble. Puss, who never knew the weight of Humpty's action, decides to help him. It is then revealed that Humpty stole from San Ricardo's bank. He made Puss look like he was involved in the robbery. The townspeople become very ashamed of Puss. They felt was a cat of dignity and honor. Puss is annoyed and angry because he had just been tricked by his best friend. During their escape, their carriage gets into an accident and they all fell off the vehicle. Humpty, who couldn't lift himself, then asked Puss to save him, but Puss refused and left Humpty to the mercies of the angry guards. A sad Puss then leaves the town with deep grief in his heart, losing all his pride and honor. As he concludes the story, he notices that Kitty Softpaws wasn't paying attention. Humpty walks up to him. He tells Puss that he made a mistake and he is sorry for all that happened between them in the past. He continues by saying, if Puss give him another chance, he will do anything it takes to prove the worth of their friendship. He also assures that he will help him to regain his lost pride and honor in any way. Puss finally agrees to help him. He tells Humpty that he is only doing it for his mama in San Ricardo. In the next scene, the trio proceeds to go steal the beans from Jack and Jill. As they got inside their cart, they proceed to go take the magic beans, but in the process, they woke up Jack and Jill's pigs, which they treated as babies. The noise attracts the murderous couple. Puss and Kitty are able to tie up Jack and Jill and the two escape with the magic beans. Thanks to Humpty's inventions, the crew is able to escape from the murderous couple's ruthless attacks. After they had stolen the magic beans, they proceed to the desert, where they will be able to plant the seeds. In their way, Puss praises Humpty's craft as Kitty's soft paws tell him her origin story and how her owners took her claws away from her. The trio arrives at the location where they are supposed to plant the magic beans. Humpty then gives Puss the honor of planting the seeds himself. After placing the magic seeds, a strong tornado occurred. It went straight into the seeds. After the strange occurrence, the effect of the plant didn't show a positive outcome. A confused Humpty then goes over to the plant to check it out. Just then, a giant vine starts growing rapidly as it takes the trio straight up above the clouds. As they got to the clouds, their voices changed due to the low air pressure. They all play joyfully around the thick clouds. Kitty Soft paused, then showed the crew the giant castle, and they are all astonished that the legend is true. Humpty then suits up and takes the disguise of a golden egg to fit right in. When the trio got to the giant castle, they sneaked in, so they wouldn't be noticed by anyone. Humpty then tells them about the giant terror that safeguards the golden goose and her eggs. He continues by saying, whoever looks at the great terror immediately turns into stone. When they got to a dead end, they used champagne to cross over. After Humpty had arrived safely, they came across the golden goose's gosling, and then decides to steal it as it lays miniature eggs. On their way back, the Great Terror attacks the crew, putting Kitty Softpaws in danger. Puss is able to rescue her from drowning. After successfully evading the Great Terror, they manage to escape the castle and get down by using a bean leaf as parachute. After getting down, they cut down their beanstalk. As they got down, Jack and Jill, who had been tracking the crew, got to find out about their whereabouts. Meanwhile, the crew celebrates their victory as they danced around with each other. Kitty Softpaw thanks Puss for saving her life back then at the castle. Puss and Kitty's relationship turns romantic as they dance together. When Humpty notices this, he tries to stop Kitty from getting emotionally attached to Puss. This gesture from Humpty then reveals that he has other agendas for Puss. A guilt-tripped Kitty then decides to take a time out by leaving Humpty and Puss on the dance floor. After celebrating that night, they all went off to sleep. Just as Puss is sleeping, the group is ambushed by Jack and Jill, and Puss is knocked unconscious. The next day, when he regains consciousness, he finds himself surrounded by vultures. As he chased them away, he realizes that Jack and Jill were the people behind the ambush. Puss assumes Humpty and Kitty were also kidnapped by the murderous outlaws, so he proceeds to find them. He hops on a horse as he tracks Jack and Jill's wagon back to San Ricardo. As he got there, he sneaked into the village as he is still wanted and considered a fugitive. He managed to find Jack and Jill with Humpty, but he is surprised as they are throwing a celebration party. There he learns that the kidnapping was all planned by Humpty. Not only this, Jack, Jill, and even Kitty Softpaws all were working for him all these times. Humpty goes on to tell Puss that he has it all planned out when he was in prison. He continues by saying the whole adventure was just about revenge. An angry Puss is then furious that Humpty had set him up. He asks Humpty why he had to betray him for the second time. But Humpty replies by saying he only sought revenge against Puss for abandoning him when he needed him the most. He tells Puss that he hasn't forgotten how he had left him on the bridge to the town militia and didn't save him from trouble, even after their covenant to always be their brother's keeper. Humpty then orders the town's militia to arrest Puss for the robbery at San Ricardo's bank. As Puss tries to fight back, his adoptive mother Imelda begs him not to fight for her sake, and he shouldn't run any longer because it breaks her heart. Puss then surrenders just to keep his mama's heart. As Puss is taken away to the prison, Humpty introduces the golden goose of legend to the townspeople. They all celebrate Humpty as a hero for bringing the wealth of the legendary golden eggs to their village. On the other side, Puss is thrown into a cell where the commandant assures him that he will spend the rest of his life in prison. A sorrowful Puss then meets with an old man who appears to be his prison mate, who is revealed to be Jack Beanstalk. Jack talks about Humpty, which got Puss excited as he wanted to hear what the old man has to say. The old man reveals that Humpty stole the magic beans from him when they shared a cell years ago. He tells Puss that he had warned Humpty not to take the golden egg, but he was desperate to take his revenge and drew a cruel plan with his beans. He continues by informing Puss that the Great Terror is the golden egg goose herself, a gigantic bird who will go at any length to rescue her baby. Puss then realizes that luring the Great Terror to San Ricardo was Humpty's plan all these while, so the gigantic bird will destroy San Ricardo to avenge his imprisonment and all the ill treatment he received from the townspeople. Amidst the chaos, he will flee the town with the gosling. Knowing he had to stop Humpty at all costs, Puss proceeds to charm the prison guard into unlocking the cells for him. Kitty comes right in time to rescue Puss from prison. She apologizes, revealing her feelings for him and that she cares for him and not the gold. Just then, the prison guards arrive as Puss and Kitty fight them off. Kitty helps Puss distract the guards while he goes over to meet Humpty. He is able to locate Humpty in time. He tells him that it wasn't right for him to destroy his home and even the orphanage that took him in. Although at first Humpty felt like he didn't belong in San Ricardo, still manages to convince him to do the right thing. He persuades him to redeem himself by helping to save the town from the gigantic golden goose. Just then, the giant goose arrives at the town. She attacks the people as everyone ran away for safety. Using the gosling as bait, Puss proceeds to lure the giant goose into going after her gosling. Puss and Humpty are able to lure the Great Terror away from San Ricardo. Kitty helps out in saving Puss from Jack and Jill, who attempt to steal the gosling during the chase. The chase between the two groups led them to the outskirts of town. Humpty and the golden gosling are knocked off a collapsing bridge, but they manage to hang onto a rope, with Puss being their savior. When it becomes obvious that Puss cannot save them both, Humpty tells Puss to save the gosling, so she won't end up destroying the whole town. When he noticed that Puss was finding it difficult to let go, Humpty sacrifices himself by letting go. After an emotional moment, Puss discovers that Humpty was a large golden egg underneath his shell. The golden goose finally reunites with her gosling, and she takes Humpty's golden egg remains back to the giant's castle above the clouds. After saving the town from destruction, Puss received praise from his townspeople and is hailed a hero for his valiant act. Despite all he did to redeem himself, Puss is still a fugitive in the eyes of the town militias. He reunites with Imelda, his adoptive mother, who expresses her pride and love for Puss before he runs out of town with Kitty, who plays with him by stealing his boots as they run off toward the sunset. In the end credits, Jack and Jill could be seen in a pretty bad condition as they are still trying to recover from their injuries. Humpty's spirit could be seen above the clouds, in his normal form, wearing a golden egg costume, dancing on the golden goose's back with her golden gosling. Meanwhile, Puss and Kitty finally share a kiss. The end. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and leave a like.